Understand something. Plain and simple. To me, Abigail was a delicious poison. An intoxicating, overwhelming poison. Yowie wowie! That felt good! Yowie wowie. Let me in.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a special Thursday edition of Abby's Window. This is a little bit different, but we're here. We're here, folks. So thank you all for joining us. And as always, I am joined by the one and only our Abby, your Abby, Jodie Gilly. How are you, Jodie?
It's been a long day, but all this stuff going on, we had to come to Abby's this week. At some point, we had to squeeze it in somewhere.
Yeah, we had to do it somewhere. And so tonight we're doing this before our Impact watch along. Come back for that at 8:00 special time, start time for that. 8:00 tonight for our Impact watch along, and Tazzy will be joining, and I think Conrad might be joining. So so yeah, come check us out for Impact 8:00 and watch along with us. So I want to get welcome in some people, and then we'll get started. We have a couple things we want to talk about. Non-wrestling, non-Bray related. We got to do some things first. We got to talk about a trade that happened yesterday, and some other things. We got to start that way, but yeah, we'll get into it. So Odin's Son, Erase Your Mind, Big Dan, Paul D, Dalton Riley, Deanna, Alicia P, Jason Peace, James Chadwick. Let's see who else we got here. Anthony Slate, Rare Kitty Balloonicorn. Hello. I think that's it. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Bonkers snuck in there at that last second there. Annette, hello Annette. Welcome all of you. Brandon Barnes, welcome. So
Thank you, Wrestling, for the plug.
You said thank you who?
Thank you, C Wrestling, for the plug. He just
he gave
and stuck a link to this show and in the comments and pinned it for us because he's awesome. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, C Wrestling. Asher, hello. Welcome. So Cookie Kid on Fire. Hey yo, what's up? What's up? How are you doing? So all right, we're gonna get into the non-wrestling stuff so we can get to the meat and potatoes. Your Panthers yesterday made a trade.
Oh my gosh.
For one Baker Mayfield. So
Baker
I know you sent
freaking Mayfield.
I know you sent me a text. But how do you feel about that?
I'm psyched. I mean, did you see what the trade deals were? Like, they got him for peanuts.
Yeah, they really.
I mean, for what? What was it? A 5th round draft pick?
A 5th, yeah.
Like, and they said, "Oh yeah, by the way, you're going to pay most of his salary." So he's mobile. He's he's got some good movement around the pocket. I think he's going to be a pretty good weapon for us.
Yeah. It will make the NFC South very, very interesting.
Interesting that the Panthers first game in week 1 is at home against Cleveland Browns.
That's right.
So get your popcorn ready because that game is going to be freaking awesome.
That's right. C Wrestling is in the house. What's up, C? What's up? Just spoke of you, and here you come. So there we go.
Like,
all right.
It's like we're friends or something. I mean,
yeah, so yeah, we're gonna get into the football stuff when we get closer to the season.
Sure.
Jody and I are gonna have to do some kind of we're gonna have to do some kind of wager or something.
We got some friendly rivalry going
Yeah,
on a little
yeah,
bit.
we got a little bit of that going on. So, all right, so now it's time for Caleb's corner. So, Jody, take it away.
Aw, he's so handsome. They both are. I mean, look at that. You can't really. Anyway, so Caleb went out to Montana, and it looks like he's been traveling around a little bit. So he got to hold a dinosaur leg bone, which was pretty awesome. I made a comment on that story that he posted, because he's wearing shorts and a tank top, that I didn't even notice the dinosaur in the background at first. But that's pretty awesome, that they just have random T-Rex things. I think that was in, I don't even know where that's at. Nevada, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, it looks like he's having a fun time traveling around a little bit. He got to go out to the Badlands and Mount Rushmore and stuff like that. He's been posting a lot of stuff. So he also happened to see a piece of artwork that I have commissioned Scott, my buddy Scott, to do for him. It's a little one, like the little Fiend Funko Pop. I messaged him and I said, "Hey, you remember that little Fiend Funko Pop that you sent me?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Can you do one like that of Creature from the Black Lagoon?" And I want to give it to Caleb. I said, "Is there any way that you can get it out here like soon?" I said, "Because there's a concert I might be going to at the end of July. If not, I'll give it to him in September." So I posted that when he sent me the finished piece. And obviously Caleb replied. He seems pretty excited about that. And right after that, he actually hit that follow back button. So that's pretty cool. I had to shoot him a message and said, "About time I got your attention." So yeah, that's I don't think it's quite hit me yet. You guys know the story about, when Bray started following me back, I was driving back home from work and about drove my car off the road. So surprisingly for this one, I've been relatively calm. Like, I don't know if it, like I said, I don't know if it's really hit me yet. I don't know. I'm sure it will at some point, and I'll be like, oh my goodness. But yeah, so that's exciting.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
He is going to be this weekend in Silver Bay, Minnesota. He's opening for Great White, which is pretty awesome. I'm sure he's going to have a blast with that. I wish that I could go, but that's a really long drive. So maybe I'll get out to that show at the end of July. I think that one's in Minnesota too. No, it's in Wisconsin. That one is at the Prairie Dog Blues Festival in Wisconsin. It's like this big festival. There's a bunch of bands playing, and he's playing on I think it's the Friday night at 10:30 at night. And I'm trying to get out to that one. We've had some family changes recently, so we'll see. If not, I will be there in September in Nashville at Exit Inn to see another Bat show. So that'll be fun.
Awesome. Well, speaking of meet and greets, I want to go right into this. Is that's your wrap up for Caleb's corner this week?
That's my wrap up. He knows I love him. So
all right. So obviously we've been saying this for a little bit now, but there is a meet and greet with Windham, aka Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, whatever you want to call him. Just be nice and love him. There's a 2-day signing event. He's got a date in Toledo, Ohio, November 19th, 1 to 4, and then the next day in Michigan, he's going to be at the 12 Oaks Mall, November 20th, 1 to 4. So if you're in those areas.
I will be at the one in Toledo.
Yes.
Which is going to be awesome. But now I have to figure out, like, Last time I saw him, I gave him that T-shirt and that book that me and Logan made for him. So now I got to come up with a present because I can't go, I can't go see him without bringing him a present. That's just what I do.
That's what you do.
Now I got to figure out a present for him.
There you go.
But I'm excited. We're figuring out financially if we can swing taking Chris and Logan, because you know what Logan would do if he saw Windham, he'd just lose his mind. So definitely trying to get that figured out financially. So hopefully that'll happen, and my husband and Logan will get to meet him. So
I hope so. I hope it all works out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna ask you. Let's drive this ship. We want to go into your. You want to save the love for last, or do you want to go there next?
I mean, I'm gonna be emotional no matter what, and I think everybody's itching to talk about these theories. So
I agree. So we got a little bit of a vignette. We're gonna save the love until the end. We got a little bit of a love message. And so
we got a couple of vignettes.
Got a couple, but
mm-hmm.
we got a creepy vignette.
Mm-hmm.
And man, did it stop us in our tracks on the watch along. It darn near.
We're all just sitting here with our jaws on the floor, like, what?
Yeah.
What? And then literally right after, I put myself on mute, but my husband comes running up here and he's like, that was very Bray-ish. And, I was just sitting here going, I don't know how to take that. I'm going to have to think about this a minute.
So, yeah. So, it stopped us in our tracks. It got social media blazing.
That's what I did. The first thing I did when I saw it was I sent him a message and I said, your Twitter's about to explode.
Yeah, well, it did. And he started trending again. But yeah, there's a lot of intrigue around this. So we're going to talk about it, and please feel free to throw out your theories in the chat. I kind of want to ask to make a case for both. Like, I know, let's get the other part out of the way first. I know a lot of people have been saying it's Edge, it's not it's not Bray, it's not Windham. And there were a few things in there that kind of made you believe it was Edge, going back to a lot of his former opponents and everything. But I just want to ask you, like, initially, well, after you started figuring some of that out, did you? And I'm going to get to that point, see, because I want to ask that too. There is a place that I want to go with that. But do you think it's primarily Edge? And I'll word it that way.
Me personally, like, I feel like it's too dark to be Edge.
Okay.
Like, I'm kind of on the same road with C and Erase Your Mind here. Like, I think there's more to it because it feels too dark to be Edge.
Okay.
Not that Edge can't get dark, because we've seen that before, but I think there's something more involved to make it darker, so that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, there's got to be another.
There's something more involved to make it darker, because it doesn't feel like just Edge.
Gotcha.
It feels too dark to be just Edge.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then. Erase Your Mind saying Edge awakening Wyatt 6. Do you think that this could possibly be more than one person? Could this be for multiple people coming in, or forming a different kind of faction?
Well, I mean, that's the natural progression of that storyline. They turned on Edge. He's going to come back for revenge. He can't come back alone. he's gonna have to bring somebody with him. So yeah, I think it's highly possible that it's I think it's highly possible that there's somebody else involved in this so that he can go and get that revenge that he wants to get.
Yeah.
There's some hang-ups there that I'm like, then why this? Then why that? Like, but there's I have been, as I'm sure, Windham has probably been too, like reading, some of these theories, and I went and watched all of C Wrestling's videos, and it's everybody makes a lot of valid points. Like, there definitely are things in there that you're going, definitely could be, but is it? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, a few people in the chat I know, and there are some good points, with Edge's character, C Wrestling saying, but we've seen Brood Edge recently. It doesn't need this hype up. B Tazzy saying Edge character when he came to WWE was supposed to be dark in the beginning. Big Dan saying, I think Edge is forming his aerial bots to counter Finn Balor's stunction. The Transformers reference there. Stundicon, sorry. Let's see. Erase Your Mind saying, I feel it could be Edge awakening Windham for revenge on Judgment Day. Now, could it be that he's awakening him? I mean, going back to some of the imagery, let's go to that first. So, because I think a lot of people are bringing up, different imagery here. I don't have all of it. So if you have, I mean, obviously the lock and key. I got to shout out Dalton Riley real quick and Cookie Kid on Fire.
These guys are on it. So is C Wrestling too. He was the first person after Windham. I think I messaged after all that happened because I was like, we got to talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, Dalton sent me a bunch, and I'm pretty sure he sent it to you too, Jody. But you've got the lock there, and he tagged the tweet that said, "Don't you lock up something that you wanted to see fly." Chris Cornell's Soundgarden. There's that lock. Then you've got the 6 light bulbs. And he says that it looks like the old Wyatt compound. And when it had Eddie's Latino heat, it could have meant when something is heated, it burns. And then he references another. It
doesn't hurt
tweet.
Anymore. It burns.
Yeah, it burns. So he referenced that. Then he says, he tags the one that says, "Don't worry, I'll feed you baby birds." And a bird looked hungry in the video. So,
like I said, there's so many. The big thing for me that like kicked you in the face, it's 2 things. There's 6 light bulbs, and one of them has a circle in it. Those were the 2 big things to me that, and I did see your DMs. See, thank you. I'll play it in a minute. It just like, those were the 2 big things to me that were just like, holy crap, this could be a real thing. Like, and I've talked to Windham enough that, I know that he misses wrestling. I know he misses being in the ring. So all those points are very valid. You have to look at nothing that he says can you take at face value. You can't take anything that he tweets at face value because it always means something. I remember him saying in an interview once that there was something in the Man in the Woods video that nobody's caught yet. And I'm like, what? Like, it just like the way the way Wyndham's mind works, like it's awe-inspiring but frustrating at the same time. Like,
such a
you know, like,
creative.
he knows. Like, I wouldn't want him to ruin the surprise. Like, I don't want him to tell me anything, but like, it's there's a lot of pieces, not just in that promo. Like Dan just said, like Stephanie's back in charge now, but why the name change then? Why the copyright application for merch if that's where I get hung up?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where it's very interesting, to say the very least.
Yeah.
It makes things interesting. Can I check which Twitter page Cookie Kid on Fire? I'm looking at the insiders page. I don't see anything right now. Deanna saying,
you haven't tagged me in anything for the one that you did like 2 hours ago. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at. But C Wrestling just sent me a couple of like little short videos. I'll play you the sound for it.
Okay.
How do we find the buzzard? You go to the chamber of the Mountain King, and you guzzle the juices of fortune. How do we find the buzzard?
No.
I mean, yeah,
there's just so much.
There's so much. Like, it just, I like, this is gonna sound awful, but I so want to believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get everybody's points. I love it. I want it to be true. But I don't know. Like, there's this little voice in the back of your head going, I don't know. Like,
I wanna ask the chat. Everyone that's in chat, and we've got, like 50 people. We've got 50 people right now, so we should be able to do this. I want you to tell me in the chat, do you think Windham is a part of this? Do you think he's a part of this? Let me know. Vlad saying it's him. Deanna saying last night Sean Ross Sapp and AEW peeps were saying he's going there. Cookie Kid on Fire saying yes. Khaled saying yes. Asher, yes. Henny, what's up, Henny? Saying honestly, would love to see Edge, Wyatt, Gacy, and Miss Bliss together as a stable to fight the Judgment Day. I want to believe it too. Copyright holds me up. Well, I think maybe AEW. Shelby saying maybe. Justin Trent saying 100, so he agrees. Wow, a lot of people weighing in. James Chadwick saying this promo could keep coming until SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. James Grant, I think he is. Annette saying yes. Deanna saying I think so, or an influence. 100% says Cult of Wyndham 83. Paul D, maybe. Big Dan, what if it's a new iteration of Wyndham's character? Think along the lines of Batman 89 scene where Napier whacks Grissom and says, Jack is dead, my friend. You can call me Joker. Wow, this is moving fast. C Wrestling saying yes, and if he's not, I'm going to take a whole bunch of drugs, and he will be, at least to me. Ed certainly, Wyatt, well, I want to know what you think, Erase Your Mind. Anthony saying yes. Christopher saying I don't think it's Bray. Isaac saying yes, 100%. 6 light bulbs linked to Wyatt 6, and it shows the circle of life in one of the bulbs. Jason saying yes. He's definitely a part of it. C Wrestling saying I think the trademark is to throw us off. I think Wyatt 6 is the 6th Bray Wyatt. Rare Kitty Balloonicorn saying I doubt it. If I miss you guys, I'm sorry, but the chat is moving like really, really fast. Yes, says Dalton Riley. Yes, says Sean Rousset. Almost 90%, says Dalton. Can't make my mind up, says Bonkers. Windham is the key, says C. Being released made him Windham. Now he's the key. Now we got the lock. The Coog. What's up, Coog? Yes, I did catch that Dark Order 6 of us reference during last night's segment.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So yeah, Cookie Kid on Fire, like he's pointing out pieces of the figure that's walking, being like pieces of Bray. So like his hat and the tattoo on his left hand, left hand. And it's, I mean, yeah, it definitely, if you look at just that image of the person that's walking, looks pretty much identical to the Fiend's first entrance when he had that hood over his head. Like there's, you know, and other people are seeing like, you know, some of the striped pants, and I'm just in that like mode where I really want to believe it. I just don't know if I do. You know what I mean? Like I have 100% faith in Windham that if this is him, like it's gonna be awesome. No matter where he ends up, he's gonna be awesome, and we're gonna be there till like the earth stops turning. And I think, you know, and it's interesting, Chris pointed this out too. It's interesting that July 31st, he'll be gone a year. Last time this happened, when he left out at, you know, with Eater of Worlds Bray and came back as Funhouse Bray, it was about a year. So this would not be the first time that he's been gone for this length of time and come back. The only difference is technically he was released, if he really was released. I know we've talked about that before. Like, is this all a ruse? Was he not released? I don't know. Right. Like, I haven't, you know, is that why he hasn't done any interviews yet? Because he really hasn't been released and he's not allowed to?
Yeah. And maybe they're just letting him connect with the fans through these meet and greets, that kind of stuff, because it's stuff he's always wanted to do. It's a good.
Or was he actually released, and, you know, was Stephanie being in charge? Is he coming back? Does it have nothing to do with WWE? Is he going to show up on, I don't know, Wheel of Fortune next week? You know what I mean? Like, you just never know. And like, there's so much of me that just, like, I desperately want to believe it. I'm pretty confident, like 99.9% confident, Edge is involved in this.
Yes.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. But is Windham involved with him? I mean, if you go back, like I said, those 2 videos that you know, C sent me, and he put it in his videos too, talking about the Mountain Man and the, you know, the knocking and his history that he has with Edge. And I don't know. Because, you know, he did say a lot of things, you know, that he's tired of watching.
Yeah.
And seeing everybody say these things about him. And, you know, he's commented on people saying this was all about money. And, you know, we don't believe that for a second. You know, we have complete faith in him, but I don't know. Like I said, I desperately want to believe it. I really, really do. And, you know, if he came back and was with Edge and they brought along somebody else, I mean, that interview that Miss Bliss did about, you know, originally wanting this character to be darker, and, you know, that's an interesting timing to release that.
Yeah.
You know, is there something to that too? Does that mean that they're, you know, her and Edge and Bray are going to be this team that are going to go up against the Judgment Day? I mean, he has all that history with Finn Balor, and that was his first his first thing is the Fiend, and I don't know. I want to, like I said, I want to believe it, and there's that little voice inside my head that's like, don't get too excited.
And I think, for the folks that that are like, well, maybe AEW. I'm not saying that he won't go to AEW. That's not what I'm saying at all by making this comment. But I think last night would have been the perfect night to do that debut in Rochester, in Brody's old, stomping ground where he debuted, and to really reinvigorate AEW's Dark Order. I think that would have been the perfect time to do it, which, would have been last night. Now, that's not to say that he can't come.
What if they know and that was a stab at WWE?
Yeah.
And saying like the six of us will always be here.
Yeah.
Like, what if, you know what I mean? Like, what if that's a stab at Wyatt Six? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like,
yeah, I mean
that's definitely possible. We were watching some of his promos and matches and stuff the other night, and I don't know. It just, no, there was nobody like him.
Right.
Like, there just wasn't, and I don't know why they didn't get that, or it seems like they didn't get that towards the end. Like, you can't deny that the character work that he's done in his entire career is just brilliant. He could, I don't know, he should write a book. That's what he should do.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nobody like him, even as like a celebrity goes. Like, he's just special. He's he's incredibly smart. He's incredible to the fans. Like, there's things that he remembers about me that I don't even remember about myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just, like, who does that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, who, he just.
Yeah. Alicia just sent us something on Twitter, and it's a picture of Edge's Iconoclast shorts, and she sent us the definition, which is a person who attacks or criticizes cherished beliefs or institutions.
A destroyer of images used in religious worship.
It's fascinating.
Henny,
let's
are
see.
those new? Or are they old? Are they old shorts? Are they new?
I don't know that let's see here. Let us know if they're new or not, because I don't know if they're new. Let's see here. C Wrestling saying, did you see the Miss Bliss interview? Mm-hmm. She said the plan was for an even darker Bliss to return after therapy, creative change last minute, and she's normal. Did WWE find a better way? Henny saying, was telling C Wrestling, WWE removed Bray's themes on Spotify and YouTube. Could that be him or Tony trying to gain copyright?
That holds me up too. Like, I get what C is trying to say about it costing them money to stream it, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they've given up the rights to it or anybody's trying to get the rights to it. But then why take them down?
True.
I mean, you still have people that don't wrestle on there.
Those are the shorts, and everyone's saying they're new.
Oh, interesting. But
And then, well, the definition people won't be able to see that, but
yeah.
Let's see here.
Okay, so let's say that it's him.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Well, I mean, Jodie. Here's what Jason P sent. Jodie, that's why you're here. That's the question that I was about to ask you.
So
if it is him, what's next? Obviously, I think we get more vignettes, but what do you think aside from that do we get?
I think if it were me, I'd tease people about it. And this is going to sound really strange. Have Edge come out first and make people think it wasn't Windham. You know what I mean? Like, have Edge, have it turn out to be Edge. And then kind of fool people and thinking, oh, not that it was just Edge, but like, you know, kind of experience that letdown a little bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, then you have Edge release Windham.
Release the Kraken.
Because nobody would expect that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it comes out to be, and it's Edge, which we're all pretty positive it's at least Edge, then wait a little bit. Let that dust kind of settle. Then out of nowhere, no warning, no teases, there he is.
Boom and boom. I love it. Tessa's TV show saying they have Edge go out, then have the lights go down while he's cutting some sort of promo.
Or you could have Edge and somebody else, or Edge going after the Judgment Day, maybe by himself, or part of the Judgment Day. Maybe you get like Edge and Finn, and they're fighting, and then all of a sudden, like they said, the lights go out, they come back up, and there he is. And then you're just like,
yeah.
And literally, that's what we would be sitting here doing.
Yeah.
The downside to that is if it's not on a pay-per-view, we won't be live. So that would hurt. But in that case, Windham, it's okay to warn me. Like, hey, you might want to go live tonight. Just saying. But I think with a moment that big, it would have to be on a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, C Wrestling saying no denying SummerSlam is his show. Russ, sorry, don't mean to call you Russell. Russ says looks like a new brood. Goblin Mask Pod saying, are we ruling out the Funhouse universe and mythos? Give me puppets. I know everybody loves the puppets.
I'm not ruling it out, but you have to, let's go back and look at Bray's history. Okay. When he was gone for a year before, he came back completely different. And that, he said that part of me is dead now, which is sad because that was my favorite version of him. But so I would imagine something similar occurring. And it was the same way then. We started with these little cryptic promos, little things here and there. Then we got the box. And then, all of a sudden there he was. And you were like, and he just popped out and went, did you miss me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know he loves all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
he loves us getting us spinning our wheels. Like, I think that just, you know, the fact that he's been gone off of television for almost a year and he's still breaking the internet. Like, he's still trending on Twitter. We still have things to talk about him every single week. Like, that's a testament to him. And, you know, and what an awesome person he is. And everything, that Firefly Funhouse WrestleMania match was perfect. Perfect. We were in a pandemic. There were no fans. How could you have told that story without it being cinematic? Like, it just had to be that way. Like, it just, I mean, that match was poetry. It was absolutely beautiful. And, you know, it just, there was no way they could have done that any other way except without any fans. So he will adapt to anything you throw at him.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I know that he loves hearing us spin our wheels and talk about theories. You know, he's just one of those people that genuinely loves his fans. And it's a give and take. It's, you know, he loves us, we love him. I'm not gonna cry.
Don't cry, because I'm gonna ask you a question to keep you from crying. Hey Jesse, how are you? So I know a lot of people have said they really don't, you know, they want to see him return solo. But if he's going to return alongside someone, is there a better person than Edge, or do you think that this would be tremendous to bring him back?
I mean, I don't know who else you would want to see him with in a team, if at all. Like, obviously, I don't have a problem with him being in a group. We all loved the Wyatt family. They were brilliant. But, you know, is Edge the leader then? Or does Wyatt Six then become the leader? Are they going to compete for leadership? Are they going to end up getting in a feud over that? Does Edge turn on him? Does he turn on Edge? Like, there's a lot of interesting dynamics to that. And I think it could be really good.
Yeah. I think, and I mean, Henny is saying Gacy. Yeah, if Gacy was ready for the main roster, Eric Rowan. Cookie Kid on Fire saying my cat. Okay.
Aww.
Tagged you in of a picture of the cat.
That's cute.
I didn't really know that I needed to see him with Edge in a faction, but now I know that I need to see him with Edge in a faction. I did know I needed to see that, but if it's going to take Edge darker, but give us Windham back.
Isn't that what we were talking about in the beginning, though, about him changing people?
Changing people, yes.
Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
he changed Seth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he tormented the crap out of Braun Strowman. Like, go back to that. Like,
yeah. That was.
So does that mean that he made Edge go darker?
It's possible. It's possible. Yeah, Erase Your Mind, Rip James Conn. Yeah, he passed away earlier. Lexi Does Games. Thank you for joining. Says, irony of it. Bray fights Finn. My cat's name is Prince Finn Windham.
That's cute.
That is an awesome name.
My stepdaughter wants to get a dog, and she wants to name him Windham.
Windham. That's awesome. That's awesome. Alexa Bliss Gamer. I had to say that on the low because my device is listening to me. Wyndham and Edge could have together would be amazing. James Grant saying he changed Seth, Brian, Braun, Alexa. Don't you do it. There you go. There you go. Deanna saying everyone goes darker after Bray. Let's see here. Could we see vignettes about this tomorrow on SmackDown? I think James Chadwick said that earlier. Could we see those on SmackDown? Or is this exclusive to Raw? I don't know. I just did see.
Can I read that DM that you just sent me? He sent me yeah. I want to ask for permission before I read it out. Man, there's just so much to unravel. It just I think my knee-jerk reaction is like, I'm not getting my hopes up.
Yeah.
But it's definitely possible.
It's possible.
Okay, so C said that's fine. So he just sent me a DM, and it's basically the lyrics to his theme song. Okay. And so I'm going to read them backwards. So remember that promo, how many images that we saw of stairs? Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened between him and Miss Bliss at Mania that she caused him to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now let me read the lyrics to this song. Then crawling back to the top of the stairs, he won't see the sun again for years to come. He's broken out in love.
Wow.
Like, for real? Oh.
Wow.
Which is why I see is the master.
See wrestling coming through at the ready. At the ready, just coming through in the clutch here.
Which is why he's one of my best friends.
Live, folks, live.
It was the second person I contacted after that promo because I was like, oh, we got to talk about this.
Let's see. Deanna saying, dang. All the scenes says Russ. Sia Smart says James Grant. James Chadwick saying this is such good shit. I'm not Joe, so I can't do it the Vince way, but I'll just say it. I tried. But awesome stuff. See you wrestling. Thank you for doing that. Christopher saying this is awesome. If my sound system thing was up right now, I'd play that, but I can't. Good exclusive. C makes perfect sense. See wrestling saying if this isn't Bray Wyatt, it effing
should be
because it's too perfect.
Yeah.
This is kind of perfect.
It is. It's kind of perfect for both of them.
Yeah.
Kind of like we said, like there's pieces in there that you're like, oh, that's Edge. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're unpacking it and unraveling it. Remember when we had Kyle on the show and we were like dissecting one of his pieces of art?
Yeah.
For all the little hidden things that he put in there. And we were telling him about it. And he just goes, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do with any kind of hint of Bray Wyatt. We're supposed to unravel it. We're supposed to zoom in. We're supposed to slow it down. We're supposed to digest it. We're supposed to go Zaptruder on it. Yes, Dan, that was for you. Like, we're supposed to do that because we're fans. And if we didn't, even if it seems silly to some people, like if we didn't, we wouldn't be as big of fans as we are. Like that's, I don't know.
Yeah.
The devil's in the details.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot to unpack. And that's why it's fun to theorize. I mean, we all miss them, and we theorize it. We analyze, we put it all together. Tessa saying, we aren't just fans, we are fireflies. There's your firefly right there. I'm getting tagged like crazy and stuff on Twitter. Crazy. Not as much as you, but a few things I'm getting tagged in. So it's awesome. C Wrestling saying, when Bray signed my figure, he wrote, "Thanks for seeing things others cannot." I said to Jesse and Alec that same day, I think he's saying, pay attention. You know the deal. Saying SummerSlam ending, last man standing, both Lesnar and Roman down after 10 count. Lights go out. The Fiend is standing in the ring, booking gold. Christopher saying, it would be cool to see Bray with Bo Dallas. That would be different.
That would definitely be interesting.
Yes.
I would dig it. So, if he comes back with Edge, other than Judgment Day, who would you want to see them go against?
Oh.
Could you see him go against the Bloodline?
Yes. Yes.
And what would you call their faction?
Oh.
That's a loaded question.
That's a loaded question because
so if this is Edge and Bray and someone else that we don't know yet, let's say Miss Bliss or I don't know, what do you call their faction? And other than Judgment Day, who would you put them up against?
Definitely will put them up against the Bloodline for me, for sure. I think they could just let them go crazy.
That's one thing when we were watching all his old promos, that's one thing that I loved the most. Like, I was watching this video that literally had all of the Fiend's attacks. And that was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, that was just, those were my favorite parts. You just never knew where he was going. Like, he literally just tortured the entire roster.
And that's
to the point where you've got, now I can't remember his name. Man, it's been a long day. You got King there in the ring, and he's like, "Oh, I've seen this before. I'm out."
Yeah. See you later.
I messaged him that night too after we were watching all that. I'm like, dude, I missed this. Just wreaking havoc. Like,
yeah. Yep. Vlad saying, didn't Bray tweet, we wait for the right time and right place, and then we burn Rome to ashes. Let's see. C Wrestling saying, I'd cancel the partnership very quickly, beat the Judgment Day, and then have Bray turn on Edge, go heel, and then Bray versus Edge feud. I love that. The Wyatt Six family says, Cookie Kid on fire. Alicia saying, I think to have Liv in the group, I can see her being dark.
I like that.
Yeah. I like these ideas.
I
like that. So, wow. Another week, Jodie, where we fill up an hour real quick, and wow. See, Wrestling saying, wait.
Oh no! Are you messaging me, or are you gonna post it in the chat?
C Wrestling, this is live. While we're waiting on C, just letting everyone know we'll be back on this channel at 8 p.m. for Impact Wrestling live watch along. C Wrestling saying, live in a Sister Abigail role.
Ironic.
That would be,
considering she's dating his brother. Okay.
What?
Erase your mind. You just gave me an epiphany.
The burn Roman's title reign to ashes.
Burn Rome to the ground. In that tweet. Or burn Rome to ashes.
Roman.
Didn't he say then we burn Rome to ashes?
Yes, that's what he said. That's what he said. Roman, burn it to ashes. Maybe, just maybe, and this is really spitballing. Could he use someone that used to say burn it down to cost that title reign to be burned to ashes? Burn it down. Could he still be in control? And by his return, he causes that to be burned down. It's just a thought. Just a thought.
We wait for the right time. We wait for the right place. And then we burn Rome to ashes. Anyone but you. He might like anyone but you, Roman.
So.
I think my brain just exploded.
In the last minute of the show, nonetheless. So guess what? We need to pick up this conversation
on Monday.
We'll be back Monday. We'll be back on Monday. And we're going to dive deeper into this conversation. Because I feel like within the last 3 minutes of this show, there's been a lot that's been unpacked. So Jodie's just sitting here like, wait, what? Erase your mind. You're awesome. You win the prize.
Thank you. Going down the rabbit hole.
See Wrestling saying, we burn Rome to ashes, not I, we.
Uh-huh.
We.
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay. So here's the thing. We're going to stick a pin in this conversation. Bookmark it. Whatever you do to mark your pages, you know, dog ear the corner a little bit. We're going to put a pin in that. And we're going to be back Monday at 6 p.m. for another episode of Abby's Window. Anything else you want to say before we go, Jodie?
I just want to remind people of that love that Windham put out for everybody when he responded to my tweet. He is, we're just as important to him as he is to us. And he knows that he will always be my number one. He'll always be my superhero. We love him. And I'm ready for that big bear hug in November.
Very well said. Very well said. Jodie, what do you say? We do this again next week? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a really good turnout tonight. Thank all of you so much for joining us. And if you're an Impact fan, if you haven't given it a watch in years, join us at 8 o'clock. We'll be back for a watch along. Check us out. It'll be myself, Tazzy, and I think Conrad, but I'm not sure, but it'll be at least me and Tazzy holding it down. So come back and see us on Monday for another episode of Abby's Window. If you are new here, and we saw a lot of new people tonight, if you are new, please subscribe to the channel, hit a like on this video, and if you want to be notified of when we're going live or when we have different things, hit that post notification bell so you can become a part of the Insiders Army. So thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you all very soon. And man, oh man, sometimes I wish this show was an hour and a half so we could have kept going. But thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time on Abby's Window. Take care.